Our modern world is fueled by energy that is extremely carbon intensive. Over 80% of the global demand for energy relies on fossil fuel resources, which creates carbon emissions, which leads to climate impacts. Renewable energy alone will not deliver us to the goals that we have set for climate and for sustainable development. We need ambition, we need novel ideas, and we need investments to guarantee that we can have a sustainable future. Intense research and development in the Gulf region has looked directly into the problem, carbon emissions, and identified potential opportunities. In the history of environmental stewardship, there has been a move from simply reducing emissions to now managing the emissions that are already being made. Innovators in Saudi Arabia have posed the question, what can we do with the emissions that have been created?
So right now, most of the emissions are being released to the atmosphere. So if you find a way to capture those emissions and then make use of them to produce a variety of products, like chemicals, like fuels, like concrete materials, and at the same time also store them underground permanently, then I believe we'll have a solution to address the climate challenge. The best example of making value from CO2 is what Saudi Aramco did in the 70s through the establishment of the master gas system. So we were able at that time to capture associated gases that were waste at that time and then convert them into a valuable product. That initiative by itself today has avoided around 5 gigaton of CO2, which is at the scale of today's transportation emissions globally. I think this is massive.
The Kingdom of Saudi Arabia aspires in its 2030 vision to localize renewable energy and work on opportunities to positively impact greenhouse gas emissions, carbon utilization, and economic returns.
First of all, energy is one of the most important issues, the most important challenges that we are facing in the 21st century. And hydrogen is likely to play a role as a clean energy carrier. But in order to utilize hydrogen in the so-called hydrogen economy, we need an efficient process to store and transport hydrogen. By using our process, we convert hydrogen and CO2 into liquid, and that is easier and safe for transportation. It can be utilized in, of course, electric vehicles, as well as remote power supply system. I think we need to work hard because we care about our future generations. We can continue burning fossil fuels for the next 50, 100 years maybe. But what happened after that? And this is why I think we have to really think about the impact that we may have for our environment, and also think about the solutions, the future, to meet the future energy demand.
Emissions of carbon capture are global. So this is why the climate change is bringing all nations together. Because if you emit 1 ton of CO2 in China, it will have an impact on the global warming in any other places in the world. So this is why all the effort that we do in Saudi Arabia are also addressing the global emission challenges. I think for the future generation, we need to leave them with a planet which is safe and which is also sustainable. So we have to make sure that people have access to energy while also making sure that we don't increase the emissions into the atmosphere.
We are here at COP24 hoping to find a sustainable path forward, a way to reconcile the incredible pressures and challenges with the opportunities and solutions. In the Gulf region, we have learned that sometimes our most intense challenges can be our most promising opportunities.